Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's doing great. Many of you have been telling me that lately you walk a lot. So for today, I have a short little sequence which is perfect for your feet and for the back of the legs. And it's also a great addition if you put it together and practice it together with the other short little class I just released, which was about the hands. So we're going to start in standing. And just come to a nice stable position where you feel rooted. You may close your eyes for a second. Bring a little bit of length into your spine. Keep reaching up with the crown of your head. And once you found that position where you feel rooted with the feet, just gently start moving your pelvis around. So it could be circling. It could be maybe moving out side to side. It's really up to you. Just let the pelvis drive the movement. It doesn't really matter if you take it to a full circle or not. The arms can reach out. Let's just do a few more. And then this time, start bending your knees and see how that changes. It's perfectly normal if this feels awkward. And as you're circling around with the bent knees, just feel free to reach all the way down, coming up on your tippy toes. Hands can reach forward. And just let's start doing the same movement here. So just focusing on the pelvis, moving side to side. And then maybe those knees want to start to slide all the way down to the ground. Maybe not. So now we're just investigating what our feet and our ankles allow us to do. And then maybe also we can try without the hands, see what happens then. And just do a couple of more. Meanwhile, you can enjoy listening to the birds. And then let's come all the way down into a tabletop position. You're stacking your wrists under the shoulders if possible. Knees are under your hips. And let's just start circling around the hands. We're not going to be working the hands in this short little practice, but because we spend a little time on it, I always like to give it a little bit of attention. And then just switch the direction of that circle. And once you reach back to center, just one time, start walking your hands all the way in. And then slowly all the way out. Keeping your back nice and flat. And let's do one more. Slowly in. And then slowly out. So fingertips are pointing back at my knees now. And then see if it feels okay to bend into the elbows a little bit here. Maybe shift the weight a little bit more forward. And then release. Hands go back pointing forward again. And then this time, let's start cat-cowing the lower back. So instead of cat-cowing the full back, we're trying to just isolate the lumbar spine imagining that there's nothing here above your mid-back, nothing moves. And then just start tucking and untucking slowly your tailbone. And do as slow as you can, with as much control as you can. And next time you arrive to that area that you're sticking your bum out, curl the toes under, hover your knees off of the ground, and see if you can find the same movement in that lower back. But now we added to it. It's a lot harder with the knees off. Next time you untuck, stay there and push yourself all the way up to downward facing dog. You can keep the knees bent. Let's just press into the heels of the hand, lift the fingers up for a second to push the floor away, but keep pulling the ribs in. And as you release the hands, slowly start walking the hands all the way toward your feet as you arrive into this high, happy Malasana. Press into the fingertips, shift the weight back to the glutes. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Look up. Exhale, release the crown of the head. Maybe shift side to side. Maybe shimmy the ribs, whatever feels good here. Maybe a gentle twist to the right. And then walking all the way back over to the left. And then slowly making your way back to center, press into the feet. And gently roll all the way up to standing. Making sure that your head comes up last. Just find a rooted standing position again. Spread your toes. Squeeze your bum together. And as you try to keep your torso straight without leaning back and forth, just press into those toes and come all the way up. And then slowly with control start releasing it down. And push back onto the toes again. Heels come down. Push back. Again, keep going. Raise your heels up. As you're pushing into the big toe, keep the left heel all the way up. As you bend into the left knee and release the right heel all the way down to the ground. And now push up all the way on the right toes, bend into the left knee. Release the left heel down, right knee, sorry. And then just keep alternating, bending into one leg, then the other, staying up on the toes before you bend the knee. Just alternating between the legs. One more. And come all the way down. Let's step this right foot forward. And then leave the back foot behind and just come into an old-fashioned runner stretch. Now, if this position, if it's hard for you to keep your back straight, then I would recommend to have some blocks here. And then let's lift the toes up on the front leg. And then just a couple of times rock back and forth, shifting the weight forward and then back. And then next time you move back, stay up. Keep pulling the toes all the way up toward your shin. And then now just start tapping with the foot. Just a few times. Trying to make sure that only the ankle is tapping. That's the only point where the movement is coming from. One more, leave it up. Making as many wrinkles as we can on the top of the right foot. As I start to release the right leg, shift my weight all the way forward into that right foot. Maybe I can release my hands off of the ground. Pressing into the right foot and coming all the way up to standing. Just bend into that right knee as much as you can. And then maybe reach your hands around that left knee. Pull it up a little higher. Bend into the right leg a little more. And slowly release. Right foot steps back, left foot steps forward. Reaching forward for the floor or the blocks. Coming into a couple of dynamic runner stretches. Next time you shift back, stay there. Keep pulling back with the toes. And then now let's try to focus to keep the control in the feet as we slowly start to tap. It's hard. Let's just do 3 more. And leave it up. Slowly shift the weight forward. This left knee goes over the ankle. See if it feels okay to pick up the back leg. Hands release. And come all the way up. Bend into the left knee. Right knee comes up. Maybe the hands are reaching. So as I'm pressing into that left foot, creating as many wrinkles as I can on the top of the left ankle and pulling up with the right leg. And then slowly release. Drop the head all the way down to the chin. Let's just one more final time. Slowly roll all the way down. As slow as you can. Feel free to bend your knees to take a little bit of pressure away from the spine if that's what feels available. That's what feels good for you today. And slowly come back down into that tabletop position. Back is flat. Squeeze your bum together. And then energetically bring some weight into your left side, a little bit more. But don't shift to the left side as you lift your right leg all the way up, squeezing into the bum. And then bring it back all the way down. So we're only moving from the glutes and we're not moving the lower back. So I'm not swinging into my back. Nothing moves. This is stable. You could technically place a block here. Next time when you push up, flex that foot and imagine you're pulling back with the heels toward your bum as you lift the leg up and squeeze into the glutes. Just one more. Lift it up, squeeze. Now start extending that right foot. Your foot is pointing. Keep the squeezing action going as you release that foot all the way down to the ground. Keep pressing the top of the foot into the ground and just gently start circling around, squishing that foot all the way into the ground. So we're just trying to make contact with the floor, with the top of our feet, in parts of the foot which doesn't normally get in contact with the ground. And then switch directions. And if this is the first time you're doing it, then don't worry, you're not the only one who feels this movement awkward, but it feels so good after. And then bring the right leg in. Reset that tabletop again. Squeeze into the glutes. Just keep pressing a little bit more weight onto the right side as you lift the left leg away. Reach it back, drop the left hip down so the pelvis is squared. And now as I bend into my knees, I pull back with my toes and I'm imagining that I'm dragging my heel toward my bum. Squeeze and extend. Squeeze. Extend. 3 more. Give that last one a good squeeze. Lift it a little higher as you reach it all the way back. The foot is pointing now. And then just start circling for that ankle squish. Again, arms staying straight, elbows are straight, back is straight. And then switch directions. And then release. Let's just shift the weight back all the way to the heels and reach the arms forward to come down into a child's pose. You may choose to come all the way up onto the top of your fingertips. Then drop the shoulders down here. Maybe push the fingers into the floor to pull away. And see if it feels good to shift side to side. Maybe walking the hands out to the right. And then back to center. Over to the left. And this time as you walk back all the way to center, shift forward again for tabletop. And then I'm going to place my right hand above the left shoulder, keeping my pelvis stable. I'm not shifting my pelvis side to side. Just press into that left arm as I open my chest to the right. And I reach with the right arm up. Then I shift forward. I bend into that front elbow and I reach that right arm through. And again, press all the way back. Bend into the elbow. Open from the side, so it's not a big twist. And then slide the hands under. One more. Reach up. Look up and reach all the way down. Maybe reach that left arm up now. And then come all the way up. Now we're going to switch sides. So I'm placing my left hand on my sternum as I press into that right arm. I protract my right shoulder and I just open to the side. Pelvis stays facing forward. As I shoot it through, reach through with the left arm. Open it back up. Last time. Open. And staying all the way down. See if it feels nice to reach the right arm up. Breathing through the nose. And exhaling the right hand down. And coming all the way back to center. Sitting back on your heels. And then making your way all the way down to the ground, settling in for our final position today, which is Shavasana, relaxing pose. Just reach the arms out to the side. Let your feet release. Close your eyes. And just return back to your breathing. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And the birds are so loud here this morning. I hope you get to hear them and enjoy. We're going to stay here for another 5 breaths here all together. Of course, if you have more time or if you need more relaxation time, then please do so. It is so good for you, and I highly recommend staying in longer time if you can. And after the next exhalation, slowly start moving your toes and your fingers. Maybe gently moving your neck side to side. Gently start gathering the knees together, one by one, bringing them to the chest. Any movement, what feels good here, rocking side to side, or giving yourself a big hug. And you eventually roll over to one side. And just stay there for another breath. And after the next exhalation, with the help of your hand, gently push yourself up all the way to seated. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this short little practice. If you have any questions or comments, just shoot me a message below. Thank you and have a great day.